Hey guys, it's Craig here with Get in Position. I'm back inside of the Kidney Corner, about to bring you some more information. Today's information is very specific to individuals who are living and dealing with chronic kidney disease today. If you know of anyone who is dealing with this, a family member, a friend, a neighbor, you need to forward this video to them. They may already know this information, and then again, they may not. And even for those who may not be, listen, you want to pay close attention to these things as well. There's one in here particular that everyone needs to pay close attention to. Now let's get into it. These are 6 things people with kidney disease should do. Number 1, lower your blood pressure. Lower your high blood pressure. If you're dealing with high blood pressure, do whatever it takes to lower it. Exercise. Make sure you try to exercise, and we're not talking about strenuous exercise, maybe doing some moderate exercising, but make sure you are consistent. I know for me, I can't stand exercising. I don't like it. But what I do enjoy doing is I like doing certain projects around the house that keeps me moving. Now, I know some individuals may be working and they don't have time, or they may be too tired to work out, but make sure every 30 minutes you just stand. You just stand. I know with technology today, with the smart watches, we can set them or add on applications that alert us. Okay, you need to just stand up. Just stand up. Have some type of movement. That will help, and especially if you're consistent at it, that will help lower your high blood pressure. Okay, number 2, manage blood sugar levels. I can't say it enough. Manage blood sugar levels. Some of us have the worst eating habits ever. I know I did early on in life, not until I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease, stage 3, I made a change. It was too late, but it starts up here. We have to get disciplined about it, but we must manage the blood sugar level. Some of us are not even diabetic, but we have to. And especially if you have chronic kidney disease, you gotta manage it because your kidneys are out of whack. They can't function the way that they supposed to function and regulate certain levels in your body. So you have to watch out for that, okay? Number 3, I didn't want to get ahead of myself with number 1, lowering your high blood pressure. But number 3 is reduce your salt intake. I'll say it again a different way. Reduce your sodium intake. The processed foods are high in sodium. Canned foods are high in sodium. Some of us like soups. Soups are very high in sodium. I'm not saying don't or stop eating soups. Maybe get a low sodium soup and learn how to or educate yourself on reading labels. Reading labels, okay? The back of the labels, the sodium percentages, what's too high, what's extremely high. We have to know those things, and that is how we could actually lower our high blood pressure, okay? Now, number 4 is very interesting, and it hits home for me directly. Directly, it hits home for me. And number 4 is avoid NSAIDs. That's right, I said avoid NSAIDs, not incense, but NSAIDs. All right, we should be seeing it at the bottom right about there. It is. Okay, cool, we got it. And avoid a type of painkiller. NSAIDs are types of painkillers And NSAIDs is an acronym, and it stands for non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Wow, that's a mouthful, right? That's a lot. And what it is, these drugs are over-the-counter drugs, right? And they are as simple as aspirin. Aspirin, right? Aspirin, ibuprofen, Motrin. There's a list of many others. Example, in my case, it is on our YouTube channel. The web series, a documentary of my life from diagnosis to transplant. The very first episode called The Diagnosis. I found out that I had scarring and tissue damage on my kidneys that could not be repaired because I was taking large amounts of BC powders. Now, BC powders is kind of old, right? They still sell them, but it's a powder form of an aspirin when individuals didn't like to take pills. They put it in a powder form. And I was obsessed with taking BC powders. I was 29 years old. My eating habits were very, very poor. I can't stress that enough about our diet has to be intact. Also, I had a stressful job and I dealt with a lot of headaches. I dealt with a lot of headaches. They weren't quite migraines, but they were just annoying headaches all the time because my diet was poor and the stress on the job. And I would pop these BC powders like nothing. Like I was eating jelly beans, or you know how you get to the end of the potato chip bag and the crumbs at the bottom and you just, exactly. That's how I was. But doing it on a consistent basis. Now, I'm not saying you can't take these things. However, it says to avoid them if you can. Because what we learned is that certain medications are filtered through your kidneys and others are filtered through your liver. Okay? And what I learned and discovered once I was diagnosed and had to go through the whole chronic kidney disorder, chronic kidney failure thing, even to dialysis, once I hit end-stage renal failure, was that the liver is the only organ in the body that can repair itself. Okay, so if you are accustomed to taking a lot of aspirin, ibuprofen, Aleve, be careful now. I take Tylenol. And when I was first diagnosed and came in on a stage 3, I had to take Tylenol. Tylenol did me well. And you can probably ask your PCP, your primary care physician, if they have a larger dose of Tylenol, so you can give your kidneys a break. If you're so accustomed to taking these other medications, even some cold medicines as well, we have to be very careful for. And even some doctors will not prescribe certain medications because they know that it is filtrated through your kidneys and they don't want to cause damage to your kidneys. Shout out to those doctors who take extra precaution to their patients as it relates to prescribing certain medications to them. Okay, so you want to be very, very careful in particular about medications that you take. Number 5, moderate protein consumption. And these 6 things are for people with kidney disease. They already have kidney disease, they know it. And these are the 6 things that they should be doing. However, those of us who don't have it need to pay close attention to some of them, especially number 4. So if you have CKD or end-stage renal failure if you're on dialysis. Number 5 is moderate protein consumption, because the other thing that we learned is that when there's damage to your kidneys will spill protein into your urine, and that is not supposed to happen. The kidneys are not supposed to allow. Protein is what you need for energy and healthy muscles for your body to spill out in your urine. That's no good. So number 6, last but not least, get an annual flu shot. Now we need to talk about this. Now in here it says in parentheses, it's an individual's preference to getting a flu shot, and they are correct. All of this information is provided by the National Kidney Foundation. You can go to www.kidney.org. And getting an annual flu shot, if you already do that, then God bless you. It's at your discretion, your preference. Me personally, I don't get flu shots. I never got a flu shot. I can recall when I did get the flu, I didn't have it long. One key thing was your body needs rest. That is a prescription. You just got one. Even though, disclaimer, I'm not a healthcare professional. However, I am an experienced CKD professional. I know about that, right? But getting a flu shot, it's up to the individual. If you want to do those things, that's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Most dialysis centers will ask the patients if they would like their annual flu shot. Even when you go into the pharmacies nowadays, they will ask you, do you want a flu shot, especially when flu season come up. So it's your discretion. You're not bound by it getting a flu shot. All right. Even when it came to me getting a transplant, they were not. That wasn't a big restriction when it came to getting evaluated. However, when COVID hit around that time, it was mandated. That if you were getting evaluated for a kidney transplant or at a kidney transplant facility to get on the list, it was mandated that you had to get that COVID vaccine at the time. Now, things have changed. The CDC has put out some things now. They're even telling people now, if you get COVID, they sending people back to work, but that's a whole nother story, okay? So I hope this information was helpful to you. For my brothers and sisters who are still fighting the good fight, keep fighting and keep being strong, okay? Hang in there. There are options and there is help. Make sure you, if you miss something, go back and listen to it, the 6 things, and try to avoid, okay? And also things that you should do as well. Getting those levels down, that high blood pressure, getting that in check. I know it's hard. Trust me, I've been there. I know what it feels like. I know how it is. Some days you just don't want to do it, but you have to do it, okay? If you're doing it for anybody, don't do it for me. Do it for you. All right? I love y'all. Thank you for your support, and make sure you get in position as it relates to your health. See you guys soon. Peace.